treason was committed and now they must pay or they will do it again. Americans demand it. And of course, the penalty for treason is death. So in turn, Donald Trump is calling for all of these major political figures based on a conspiracy theory that he's putting together to face treason charges and be put to death.
So Harry J. Sisson just documented Trump's most unhinged late-night posting spree yet, and it reveals something genuinely dangerous about presidential fitness. We're going to track the exact timeline of Trump's 3 a.m. meltdown and why having someone this erratic with nuclear access should terrify every American.
So last night, Donald Trump went on yet another crazy late night / early morning social media rampage. He was just posting nonstop about the most insane topics you can think of. And it feels like every time he does one of these, it is crazier than the last. He's like constantly beating himself to the bottom of the pit of despair.
This pattern is crucial. Trump's most extreme posts consistently happen between midnight and 3 a.m., suggesting he knows these thoughts wouldn't survive daylight scrutiny. Military psychiatrists have noted that late-night disinhibition combined with executive power creates unprecedented national security risks.
And in some of the posts that he put out last night and early morning, he was talking about Obama committing treason, Hillary Clinton committing treason. He demanded that the 2020 election be removed from the books and no longer in effect. I mean, we are talking somebody who is clearly having a mental health episode of some kind. He is spiraling in some pretty serious way.
What's being described here mirrors classic authoritarian playbooks, delegitimizing elections, calling political opponents traitors. Putin used identical tactics in 2004 when he declared his election opponents enemies of the state. The difference is Trump has nuclear launch authority while doing this.
We're going to track the time so you can see the spiral happen through the timeline. Here we go. Then at, let's get down, 12:19 a.m. So he's still in 12:19 a.m. He posts this tweet from a conspiracy theory MAGA account on Twitter /X that says, Obama exposed. Wow. You know, it seems like we get that headline every single day from the MAGA crowd. Obama exposed, then it's nothing. But it said, Trump posted this last night. They should shake every single American in their shoes. I hate to say this, but Barack Obama, there is now evidence that he was the spearhead of a seditious conspiracy to subvert the will of the American people and overthrow the United States government.
The timeline documentation is brilliant because it shows the manic progression. Compare this to Obama's actual peaceful transfer. He literally handed Trump the keys and wished him success. The projection here is staggering when you consider who actually tried to overturn an election.
These posts are coming back to back to back. I mean, they are rapid fire. This is from Senator Mike Lee, a lunatic from Utah, saying, I'd love to keep the filibuster and make filibustering senators speak. That's how the filibuster is supposed to work. It no longer does that. It now forestalls debate, enforce a filibuster, or nuke it. And so Donald Trump, I guess, is endorsing once again the nuking of the filibuster. Then he reposted at 12:22 a.m. Elon Musk agreeing with Senator Mike Lee, which, you know, he thought, I guess this is worthy of its own post, you know. Anyway, here we get into some more crazy stuff. 12:27 a.m.
9 posts in 10 minutes show someone in a manic state. Clinical psychologists note this rapid-fire topic-jumping behavior as concerning. Remember, this person can order military strikes without congressional approval. These aren't just tweets, they're windows into presidential decision-making.
12:28 in the morning, Trump let this one fly. This is from a random Twitter account saying, at Barack Obama, I hope they arrest you before your grand opening of your war bunker in the south side of Chicago. You committed treason, targeting the president of the United States with Hillary Clinton. It's time we prosecuted someone for treason and send a message. So Trump is very much openly endorsing this message that apparently, number one, Obama's making a war bunker, but also number two, that he needs to be prosecuted for treason.
This is historically unprecedented. No former president has ever called for another's execution. Even during the Civil War, Lincoln never demanded Jefferson Davis be killed. We're watching the complete breakdown of democratic norms in real time, and it's being documented minute by minute.
So in that time frame, from 12:18 to 12:29, he posted 9 times in 10 minutes. Utter insanity. He posted this AI photo of a guy wearing a USA hat saying, stop telling us who broke the law and start telling us who was arrested. No idea. I mean, he's the president of the United States. He controls the government, so no idea what he's talking about here. No.
The math is staggering. Trump averaged one unhinged post every 67 seconds. And the confusion about his own powers shows someone fundamentally unfit for office. He controls the Justice Department, but acts like he's powerless. It's either delusion or deliberate misinformation.
Then he adds at 1:13 in the morning, now he starts talking about the 2020 election. The Southern Poverty Law Center, one of the greatest political scams in American history, has been charged with fraud. This is another Democrat hoax along with Act Blue and many others. If this is true, the 2020 presidential election should be permanently wiped from the books and be of no further force or effect. So now Trump is just calling for the 2020 election as a whole to just be removed.
The 1:13 a.m. timing is key evidence he knows these claims are false. Legitimate concerns get aired in daylight with evidence. Late night election denial while having access to actual intelligence briefings shows willful dishonesty, not genuine belief in fraud.
It is incredibly concerning that somebody who is awake in the middle of the night posting stuff like this has access to the nuclear codes. I cannot get over that thought. Every time I remember this truth, it genuinely makes me sick to my stomach. That this guy, the guy who thinks that elections can just be wiped from the books simply because he lost, very dictatorial, this guy controls the nuclear codes. It doesn't end there.
Former Defense Secretary Mattis specifically warned about Trump's impulsiveness with nuclear weapons. The Nuclear Threat Initiative has documented how presidential mental state directly impacts global security. These 3 a.m. rants aren't just embarrassing, they're existentially dangerous.
Then at, here we go, 2:43 in the morning, he's still awake, 2:43 in the morning on the East Coast, he posts this long tweet about Clint Eastwood complimenting him. And then finally, the last post from Donald Trump this morning, / evening, whatever you want to call it. 2:45 in the morning, Trump posts a podcast episode from Breitbart, that really, really far-right outlet. We're not even going to call it a news outlet. It's an outlet that talks about the birth tourism industry. That's the last thing that Donald Trump uploaded, 2:43 in the morning.
The 3 a.m. timeline proves this isn't strategy, it's mania. Normal presidents sleep at night because they understand the weight of their words. Trump posting conspiracy theories while the rest of government sleeps shows someone completely detached from presidential responsibility.
He is unwell, and we say this all the time. We talk about Donald Trump's declining health often on the show and on the page and on the feed. He is unwell. He needs to be removed from office immediately. 25th Amendment, impeachment and removal, whatever you guys want to do, needs to happen. This is not sane. It's not normal. And we can't pretend like it's, it's just Donald Trump. It's just Trump being Trump. No, I will not have that. He is insane, and we must continue to call it out.
The 25th Amendment exists precisely for this scenario, when a president becomes unable to discharge duties. Cabinet members took an oath to the Constitution, not to Trump. The documentation provided here gives them everything needed to act on that oath.
So, thanks for going on that crazy journey with me. I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
This exhaustion is shared by millions watching democracy strain under this pressure. But documenting these episodes isn't just cathartic. It's creating the historical record future generations will need to understand how close we came to complete constitutional collapse.